remember when Donald Trump said he's going to drive down prices from the first day he's in office?
Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down, and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again.
Yeah.
And inflation is back. I'm only here for 2.5 weeks.
That was January.
Inflation is back.
For a week.
No, think of it. Inflation's back. And they said, oh, Trump inflation. I had nothing to do with it.
What a weasel. Truman said the buck stops here. Trump says the buck stops somewhere else.
What about his business? What if there is
then we won't let
contract he would otherwise
let
get?
him do it. If he's got a conflict. I mean, look, he's in certain areas. I mean, I see this morning, I didn't know, but I said, do the right thing, where they're cutting way back on the electric vehicle subsidies.
Yes.
They're cutting back.
You're losing.
Not only cutting back.
Hurt you.
Correct.
Yeah. Now,
You don't care.
I wouldn't tell you.
Well,
He's probably not that happy with it, but that would have been one thing he would have come to me and said, listen, you got to do me a favor. This is crazy. But this was in the tax bill. They're cutting back on the subsidies. I wasn't involved in it. I said, do what's right, and they're coming up with a tax, but it's just preliminary. But I mean, if he were involved, wouldn't you think he'd probably do that? Now, maybe he does better if you cut back on the subsidies. Who knows? Because he figures he does think differently.
There's Trump rambling on and on about how Elon Musk is going to police himself. Yeah, right, sure.
I don't know how anyone in this country can look at this administration and feel some semblance of any type of confidence, right? And this is all at the same time. Like, Elon doesn't want us talking about the fact that he has received almost $1 billion worth of new contract money from the U.S. government in just 2 weeks.
Yep.
$400 million for Tesla and over $300 million for SpaceX. This is nothing more than a money grab. He's not out there trying to save money for the American people. That's not what he's doing. He's lining his pockets. And at the same time, he's outraging people who don't know exactly how we spend our money and how it benefits us to make sure that things like HIV and AIDS doesn't become the worldwide pandemic that it used to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. Same thing with everything else that we're dealing with.
Thank God for Representative Jasmine Crockett saying it like it is. He's gotten $1 billion in contracts. Sure, he's going to police himself. Yeah, sure.
I mean, he went from being the dork that was jumping around on stage to allegedly being this amazing genius that's going to save this entire country, the country that he wasn't born in, and a country that maybe he doesn't agree with the idea of a democratic republic, considering the fact that he may have been more so on the side of apartheid. So, like, I am shocked. I don't mean to be gloom and doom, but when you have somebody that is firing people from the 15th largest employer in the world, which is the federal government. And then when you are saying, let's kick out these amazing people that have actually contributed to our country in the form of building our homes, as you're complaining about the cost of homes. When you're talking about people that are going and working the farms, as you're complaining about the cost of food, as you're getting rid of people that are working on bird flu, and you're like, oopsie, didn't realize that's what you were doing. We are living with this incompetent administration that is literally driving us to a recession at warp speed.
What's better than having one clip of Jasmine Crockett? How about 2 clips of Jasmine Crockett? She's right once again in that this administration is corrupt. It's a corrupt administration where Donald Trump has given a lot of power to Elon Musk to do a lot of things. They're deporting people that were working on the farms. They're deporting people that were helping build homes. And then they're complaining about prices as prices are going up. They're firing government employees just left and right using DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. And if you look close enough in that interview that we saw where Donald Trump and Elon Musk were sitting with Sean Hannity, you could almost see Elon Musk's hand going up Donald Trump's behind and puppeteering him. Because that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're at. Because Donald Trump was just defending the fact that, oh no, this is all, Elon is very, very clean here. He's not trying to benefit at all. As a matter of fact, we cut some subsidies from EV cars and he was upset about it, but then he shouldn't be, but maybe he should be. Donald Trump doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. That's the problem. He just rambles. And Elon's just sitting there going, yeah. The guy's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And then he got this billion dollars worth of government contracts that he did not mention in that Hannity interview. And then when you do tell him, oh, well, you're getting all these contracts, he goes, well, because we give the best bid and are the best at doing what those contracts are for. But again, nobody is. Who is overseeing DOGE? Who are these people? They weren't vetted. They weren't allowed. They didn't go in front of Congress to be approved to look at your and my Social Security numbers. They weren't vetted to do that stuff. And so you got to look at Elon Musk and go, what's going on here? Well, he spent $250 million or so getting Donald Trump elected. So now he's saying, hey, I scratched your back, you scratch mine. And we're seeing it every day. At least the other people that donated millions of dollars sit in the background, give Donnie a call from time to time. Hey, Donnie, I need something done for me. And Donnie does it for them. Elon is showing up in the room sitting next to him. So who is running this country? Who is the actual president? And by the way, this all goes back to Citizens United, which allowed individuals to make these millions of dollars of donations, which dislevels the playing field. There's other countries, they say, look, this is the amount of money that each candidate can get. They set a limit, and this is the amount of time we're doing the election, and they go. Our country, capitalism, is just running amok. So you end up with an inauguration day where you have all of these tech billionaires sitting in the front row. When has that ever happened? When has that ever happened where the billionaires who donated the money just sit in the front row? Not my family, the tech billionaires get to sit in the front row. And then when has it ever happened that Elon is in the Oval Office hanging out with Trump, doing whatever he wants? He's doing whatever he wants. So if you're not skeptical of Elon, then you have had your head in the sand. And what's Elon's motivation? He's going against wokeism. He's going against DEI. These are all terms that he's using to sell these cuts that he's doing. And a lot of us know he had an issue where one of his kids went through a sex change, and he said he became anti-woke and that wokeism is this disease and he wants to get rid of it. So he's this billionaire guy who's got all this time on his hand, and rather than going around actually helping people and giving to charity and saving the world, he is helping destroy the world and getting more and more benefits for himself. You know how much richer he became ever since Donald Trump became president? His worth increased by billions and billions of dollars. So he's been benefiting. And so again, we need to be skeptical. We need to govern DOGE, who's supposed to govern inefficiencies. And that's not, by the way, that's not the way you do, that's not the way you're supposed to actually look at inefficiencies. You don't just go in and just cut everybody out and go, okay, everybody gone. Let's get rid of USAID. Let's get rid of subsidies for farmers. Let's get rid of all these other things that people need. And by the way, you know what else is on the cutting block or coming down the pike? Wait till they start going after Medicaid and all that other stuff. All of these old folks that voted for Donald Trump are going to start going, wait a minute, what's going on here? I'm not getting my benefits I used to get. Because, according to Elon Musk, capitalism, just uncontrolled capitalism is the way to go. Because if you let me, Elon, get really, really rich, somehow that wealth will trickle down to you and you will benefit as well. Because government is not the answer. Let's get rid of the Department of Education. Let's get rid of all these other departments that are inefficient and let private enterprise run it, because that's what's going to happen. They trickle down. It never happens like that, by the way. When billionaires get rich, they just buy more boats. That's all that happens. So Elon is going to keep buying boats. Elon is going to keep going around and birthing children. He doesn't birth them. He just impregnates women and they have kids. He's this child who, just like Donald Trump, was not loved at a young age. And he's taking it out on the world. I mean, if these guys aren't Lex Luthor and Lex Luthor Jr., I don't know who is. I really don't. So we're in this place where hopefully people start waking up to the fact that Elon is just running amok all over our government and also all over our rights. They're coming after us. They're coming after everybody. People that were employees in these federal agencies are just getting fired without a reason, just because they're saying, oh, we want to save costs, cut costs. And the truth is, the reason they're trying to cut costs, at least show that they're cutting costs, is so that once it comes time to extend their own corporate tax break, they can say, look, we cut costs by firing employees. We cut some costs by raising tariffs, not telling you that you're going to pay for those raised prices. And ultimately, we all pay, and they just get richer. Think about that. I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I've got a special on YouTube. It's called The Birds and the Bees. Watch it. Check it out. Leave a comment. Let me know you found me there. Let me know there that you found me here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Find me.